Hello, and welcome back to the Cosmic Companion. In this week's episode of Astronomy News with the Cosmic Companion, we examine findings from the InSight lander, which has recently returned its first data from Mars. We'll also learn about 2020 CD3, an asteroid that recently entered orbit around the Earth as a second tiny moon. And we talk about the composition of the exoplanet K2-18b and what it could mean for the possibility of life on that world. Finally, we wrap up the show with a bang as evidence for the largest explosion since the Big Bang is seen by astronomers. Following almost 18 months since its landing, the InSight lander on Mars sent its first findings back to Earth. The spacecraft revealed that tremors are common on the red planet, although they are not severe. The Martian laboratory has also found a greater degree of magnetization of the crust than what was expected, and sent a report on wind conditions to researchers on Earth. The robotic laboratory was designed to study the interior of Mars, attempting to understand the history of that planet and other worlds in our solar system, including our home world. An asteroid as large as a car has just been discovered orbiting the Earth. This body, dubbed 2020 CD3, was captured by the gravitational field of the Earth and entered orbit around our world roughly 3 years ago. This second moon is far too dim to see with the naked eye, however, and it is located in an unstable orbit that will likely fling CD3 back into interplanetary space in April of this year. In the fall of 2019, astronomers announced the discovery of water vapor in the atmosphere of the exoplanet K2-18b. This world is located in the habitable zone around its cool, dim star, where water might accumulate into ponds, lakes, and possibly even oceans. This new study shows K2-18b is likely either a water world covered in ice or a gaseous planet like Neptune, where temperatures would be too hot for life as we know it to exist. Astronomers have found evidence of the largest known explosion since the Big Bang, triggered by a supermassive black hole in the Ophiuchus galaxy cluster. This eruption produced a crater 15 times wider than the Milky Way galaxy in a plasma cloud surrounding the cluster. This event took place at a safe distance of 390 million light years from Earth and hundreds of millions of years in the past. On this week's podcast, I interview Sofia Sheikh of Penn State University, lead researcher on a new study to find extraterrestrial civilizations who may have already discovered life on Earth. Here's a preview of that interview.
Where on the sky could those alien observers be so they would see the Earth pass in front of the sun and make the sun just a little bit dimmer every year as the Earth passes in front? That region is the Earth transit zone, and to define it, you have to make some assumptions, right? You have to assume that extraterrestrial intelligences are using the same planet detection methods that we use. But if you're willing to make those assumptions, then now you have maybe a better than average place on the sky to search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Because if that's how we find planets, maybe that's how they find planets as well.
If you enjoy astronomy news with the Cosmic Companion, please download and share the episode on YouTube or on any major podcast provider. For more details on space and astronomy news, please visit thecosmiccompanion.net.